Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to take a quick look at the Sharp GF-6060. Now I have featured one of these on the channel before, and that was a two-parter where I focused primarily on the cassette mech itself, and then the second part was to do with removing the circuit board and getting to the aerial and that kind of thing. So do check those out for more specific detail, but I wanted to just quickly feature this one. It's a bit of a mess, it's a sorry state. It looks like it's pretty much there and all complete, but it smells pretty fausty. It's mouldy, it's got kind of algae and stuff on it. And I've already done the unboxing video, so do check that out. But subsequently, I've just found a couple of things wrong with it that I'm just going to address today. So apart from the obvious thing, which is a bit of a strip down and a deep clean and polish, I'm also going to just quickly go through the cassette mech, clean that up, replace the belts. And then with regard to the aerial, I noticed that the aerial on this is quite badly kinked. The third section is pretty much dog-legged really. In fact, I did think it was a two-piece aerial at one point, and it really needed the extra bit of grunt to pull the third piece out. So I'm going to try and gently put that back into shape today. Also, it seems like the FM isn't quite there. It's drifted a bit over the years, and it's picking up very, very, very sporadic FM stereo. And in fact, the channels are nice and clear, and if it does pick up stereo at all, it's kind of like when it's, you know, drifting between the channels. So I think we need to just retune the pilot signal a little bit. So yeah, other than that then, I think we're good to go. So what I'm going to do then, just a quick recap, I think crack it open, service the mech, put new belts on there, tweak the pilot signal on the radio, try and straighten up the aerial a bit and give the whole thing a decent deep clean and polish. So it's going to be just a quick one really, more of a cataloguing exercise for this particular example today. So it won't be as detailed as the other videos, but I think you'll get the gist. And like I say, I've got another one on the channel if you wanted to see it in more detail. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get the thing open and see what the issues are. Okay, first job then is to try and do something with this hideously bent aerial. It really is a proper dog leg. I'm not going to do too much on it because it's a very hollow, thin tube, quite fragile. So, like I say, I'm not going to go mad with it. I just gently just going to try and support it and get it back a little bit into shape. There we go. That's not perfect, but it's much better. The trick is just to support it as you're working with it. Hold it between your fingers and what have you, and don't force one particular part of it, just be gentle. There we go. It's not perfect as I say, but it's certainly a lot better, and hopefully it'll actually slide in and out a bit better now. There we go. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Right, let's get it open then, start working on it. First order of service, get the back case screws out, then we can lift the front side away in a moment. With the back screws out, we can then remove the faceplate. And the speaker cables. And we can take that plate away now for cleaning. We can clean the inside, it's not too bad actually. I've seen a lot worse. And it's time to remove the dial plate. And then the cassette mech. And that allows us now, if we want to go in here and clean the switches and the potentiometers. And a bit of gentle dusting and cleaning out of the case if you need to. So a quick assessment of the mech tells us that it's dirty, dusty, filthy. The pinch roller feels still relatively malleable and rubbery, that's okay. Heads need a clean, and I can see that the capstan idler has dissolved. That's made a sticky mess all over the idler, so we need to clean all that out, strip the flywheel out from the other side. And the counterbelt actually looks okay. Just seeing if the counter's turning okay, which it is. But we can get the belt off while we're here anyway. We can put a new one on. Yeah, belt's not too bad, to be fair. It's still quite nice and supple, but we'll put a new one on. And as for this side, again, the belts aren't the worst in the world, but it'd be remiss of us not to do it as part of the service. And you can see the dust and dirt as well on that side, so I'm going to clean all this up, all this sort of grime. You'll find old mechs are going to be filthy for no other reason than they are oiled at the factory and lightly greased, of course, and over time all the dust and the dirt does stick to those, so we'll clean all that up and re-lube it. I'm just going to put a little arrow on there which reminds me which way the motor is, and we'll remove the thrust plate. There we go. And the belts. Like so. Okay, I'm going to put a drop of oil on the motor, clean everything up, and also we'll get the flywheel out, catch the oil washer on the other side, don't lose that, and then we're going to have to keep these little washers safe, which are the ones that hold the Capstan idler rubber in. Good. Right, let's get cleaning. You can see this needs doing. Right, there's some clean and lube's been done. Next I think we'll get this idler off so we can get in properly and clean out the Capstan rubber. And that is why you have to remove it. It's covered in the dissolved rubber, so we're going to have to give this a proper good clean. That'll take us a little while, but always worth it. And don't forget to clean the corresponding spindles as well. And some rubber renew dressing on the tyres and the pinch roller and stuff like that as well. Give it a bit of fresh new lease of life. Now time to remove the residue from the old idler rubber from the Capstan. Make sure you get it all out. Happy that that's all cleaned now, so now I'm just going to tackle the flywheel, get rid of some of this corrosion, just polish it up a little bit. Much better. A little bit of staining on there, as you often get, but as long as it's nice and smooth and there's no corrosion on the top, you're good to go. And a bit of oil for the motor spindle. Okay, new belts and Capstan rubber. Start putting it back together again. Now time to reinstate the mechanism. And And let's test the mech. Yep, fast forward, rewind and play. All working. Perfect. And just a quick change of lighting and angle and everything. What I'm doing here is just realigning the pilot signal for the FM. See if I can get this FM stereo light to work. But if you were to have a little listen now, if I put the radio on stereo. You can see that there's loads of stations being picked up, but the stereo light's not coming on, even though the top switch is flicked to stereo. So let's see if we can sort that out. There we go, that didn't take long, did it? Perfect. Can you see the light coming back on now? Nice. There we go. So we'll get back to some proper lighting in a minute, but essentially all I've done is literally just given the tiniest little nudge on the variable resistor there for the 19 kilohertz pilot signal separation for the FM stereo. It's a cheap and cheerful way of doing it, but you can see how quick that is. Generally speaking, just one tiniest little nudge counterclockwise for me generally does the trick. Anyway, let's get back to some proper lights. Finally, time for a clean then. I've been looking forward to this. Ugh, gosh. It literally is algae. I mean, I'm not quite sure where this was. In the bottom of a pond. Don't know, maybe he was playing some Handel's water music or something. Ugh. Anyway, either way, very grisly, but it's going to be so satisfying cleaning this, I have to say. It really is going to be nice. I mean, I've barely touched it, and so far there's so much yuck coming off. Anyway, there we go. Give this a proper decent clean, and I'll be back momentarily. So here it is then, the Sharp GF-6060. Extremely quick whistle stop tour of this one today. Basically, the tape didn't have any drive at all. It had a bent aerial, the FM stereo didn't work, and it was absolutely filthy. So we've been through the mech, changed the belts, given it a good service, put a new Capstan rubber on and all other stuff in there. We've straightened up the aerial, we've retuned the FM stereo and given the thing a decent clean. So literally just a quick couple of seconds just to see if it's working okay. And rewind, fast forward, and we'll try the APSS as well. Oh, there we go, beginning of the tape. There we go, the shortest APSS ever, but it was right at the beginning of the song there, so it's obviously started again from the beginning, so that works fine. And yeah, let's just check the radio. So there we go then, all sorted and ready for a new generation. Thanks very much for watching. If you do want to see more information on the 6060, do check out my other videos. I've got a proper in-depth walkthrough on servicing the cassette mech and sort of going through the circuit board and all sorts of other stuff. So do check out that. Also check out my other videos. I've got loads of boomboxes, Walkmans, vintage games, 8-tracks, all kinds of stuff. Thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and until the next time, I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.